taking a look at Arbitrum, which is one of the most exciting L2 platforms. We can come over here and we will switch to Metamask, of course. So now we're logged in with our Coinbase wallet. We'll go ahead and we'll click max, of course, not moving our max amount over there. I'm going to go ahead and move over 0.95 ETH. We'll move funds to Arbitrum, a little over $100, which should be plenty for us to play around with since the fees there are so small. All right, so Arbitrum has a ton of cool platforms. If we actually go over to ecosystem, we can click on the app portal, which is going to show us all of the different apps that we can go ahead and degen with. Of course, do your own research and be careful about investing and stuff because, crypto is pretty crazy. So of these apps, I actually really like AAVE. I think that's a great place to go on these L2s just to kind of get a feel for how these L2s work. So we'll go ahead and click on it. All right, so now that we're in AAVE, we can click Launch App, and it will take us to the AAVE app. We can sign in with Metamask, and we can see that I've already used AAVE. We can also see, if we go over here, that we can go ahead and supply assets. So we see we've supplied previously less than 1 cent, a very, very small amount of ETH, and we can click this to see some of the other assets that could be supplied if we wanted to, but we see here we've got about $10 worth of Ethereum. And this is not the past transaction, but a different time that I sent ETH here. Have a little bit left over. So I can click supply and I'll earn that APY of 0.59%. Approve this in Metamask. And this is the lending portion of AAVE. AAVE will give us this A token, this AAVE token, which is redeemable for the real ETH that we're lending out to other people. All right, so now that we've put some assets, supplied some assets, we actually have some collateral we can use to take out a loan. Now, if we go over here, we can see I previously had borrowed some DAI. I have a very small amount of DAI debt left. I can click borrow DAI. I can actually click max. And I will obviously not borrow the max amount of DAI. Let's say I want to borrow 0.3. I can click borrow DAI. And I'll pay a very small amount in gas fees for that amount. All right, so we can see our balance and our APY is listed up here. We have a variable type. So variable, this can change over time. This would be the stable, which is analogous to a fixed rate. I can actually go ahead and switch that if I want to in Metamask. If I believe that rates are going to go up. And of course, that will get processed. And this will switch to a fixed once that's done processing. You can see that there's a plethora of different coins down here that we can borrow. So if we wanted to borrow this European stablecoin, we could USDC, USDT, Link, wrapped Bitcoin, or ETH, which would be silly. All the staple coins. So now let's say we're done here and we want to settle our debt, take our ETH, and just leave. Well, we can simply click repay. You might see this warning. It's a negligible amount of ETH of DAI that's being factored in. So we can come up here, scroll down, click confirm, and click OK, close. And so now this will be closed out with a negligible amount left. Withdraw. We can withdraw the max. I understand. Again, this is for that negligible amount, the small amount of ETH that's left, or DAI, my bad, that's left. All right. Fantastic. Now, if we want to see that transaction, we can view ArbScan, which will show a record of all the transactions that occurred. And see this particular hash where we're seeing the contract interactions facilitating that change in the transaction. All right, so we can ignore this since I have a negligible amount of DAI here. And if we go back up here, click on my Metamask to view the list of my assets, we can see I now have 0.1 ETH on Arbitrum. That ETH that I sent over in the beginning of the episode of this video did get here. And we can click on assets to see my assets. All right, so that will be the introduction. We went over how to use AAVE and how to kind of get started with using Arbitrum. I hope you guys will join me in the next video where we'll explore some of the more nuanced applications on Arbitrum. Thank you.